Hello, I want to demonstrate to you the installation of GNU Health, the free health and hospital information system. There is a so-called live CD of this system, which allows you to put it, for example, on a USB stick, on a DVD, or to run it in a virtual environment. I want to demonstrate the installation on a virtual environment using GNU Health 3.0 and the version based on the SUSE Linux Enterprise Server 12 Service Pack 1. So what do you need? First of all, you need to download the respective version that you want to use. In this case, I want to use the virtual environment, and I can download it here. The links to download will be presented later. So I've already finished the download, and I can open the file in the archiver. What I get are a couple of files which I unpack to the folder where I usually store my VirtualBox virtual machines. So while it is unpacking, I can already enter the VirtualBox management console and create a new VM. So let's give it a name first, SLES 12 SP1 GNU Health sticky fingers today 3.0. And VirtualBox already recognizes that this is a 64-bit OpenSUSE system. So next we need to define the size of the main memory. Let's keep it with the default 768 megabytes. That's not too much, but we can always give it more later. Next step would be to create a hard disk or to use a hard disk within this virtual machine. And we will use an existing hard disk. So I click the button. In my folder VirtualBox VMs, I have one subfolder where I just extracted the virtual image that I've created, and I hit create, and that's it basically. In order to allow an outside system to connect to this machine, we need to change the network settings slightly. So by default, the connection of the virtual machine to the outside world is via network address translation. But what we need to have is the connection directly to the outside router or network. So we need a so-called bridge network. And we need to connect it to the network connection that's currently in use. So with my laptop, I'm connected with wireless LAN to my router. So I choose the WLAN 0 connection. So now I can start the machine. And while it does that, I clean up here a little bit. So once the machine is booted, we have various options to connect to the server. One option is that we use a native Triton client. This is this one here. Or the other option that we have is that we use a web client. So since 3.8, Triton delivers SAO. This is the web front end for the Triton environment. So let's see how the machine is doing. Okay, it asks us to connect to to agree to the license agreements. That's done. Fine. So in theory, we would already be ready. If you have a network with a DDNS, so a dynamic name resolution, you would see this machine now as SLES minus GNU Health. As I have a standard router over here, it doesn't have a proper DDNS, so I need to know what the IP address of this machine is. So I need to log in, and I do this with the user GNU Health. Password is GNU Health as well. So that's it. So now I need to check for a spin ifconfig to see what my network address is, and for the port Ethernet 0, this is the local Ethernet connection of the machine, I have 192.168.178.46. So I can enter this here in the host destination, port 8000, the database is GNU Health 30, username is admin, password is GNU Solidario. So let's connect to the GNU Health machine and see we have already the GNU Health machine up and running. So that was the connection possibility with the native client. Now let's use the web client. So I'm connecting to 192.168.178.46. Was that right? 192.168.178.46. This is correct, and we need port 8000. So the login mask comes up. I choose GNU Health 30. Login is admin with GNU Solidario. No, it doesn't need to remember. So, and you see here we have in the same format, the same layout, the login via the web front end. That's basically about it. Basically a 3-click installation until you have your GNU Health system up and running. Feel free to submit any comments or remarks to health@gnu.org, and for the rest, have a good evening and have fun with your virtual machine. Cheers.